Okay, welcome back. Last time we finished off the lab, and we managed to make our way out, but 2 people were poisoned in the process. So, let's see what everyone has to say before we leave. I thought about it a little bit. As far as we know, what the New World Order wants most is Kagare, right? That's why they made jokers by using rumors. Kagare is the dark side that humans conceal, things like sin and evil. The easiest sin to understand is murder. That's why they hunt jokers who are like this massive Kagare. I know that much. But then why are they collecting the Kagare of normal humans also? What about pure human? There must be something to it. The consensus belief is that people are inherently good. I do believe that no one is born bad, but then again, people always blame anything bad on other people or their own luck. I don't like that idea of Kagare. Fair enough, Cassia. As you do. Detective, that was painful to hear. A little fortune-telling or cursing isn't that bad. No one's ever serious about it. Okay, what does Eriko have to say? Kagare. I hear it often in religion. In other words, concepts such as evil or ill fate cause man to commit sin. Committing a sin or the cause of bad luck is all because of Kagare. That's why they're still acts of purification. Okay, and what does Nanjo have to say? They say they don't believe in it, but yet they inherently... but they inadvertently rely on fortunes and curses. This is what mankind does. Man isn't that strong. I don't deny that. But I would think twice before I get too involved. That's the state of this city. Okay, so, let's leave, and because we killed the Tsuchinoko in the sewers, we can talk to this guy. This is the corpse of a Tsuchinoko? I must have mistaken it for a snake. Sorry to put you through so much, let me give you this. So we now get the item breeder. Basically, this will take any one item that I have and just duplicate it. So obviously, I'm not going to use that just yet. I'm going to keep a hold of that, and we'll use that probably way later in the game. But hey, there will come a time when I need it, and then... Well, there will come a time when I need it, and that time will be... I don't know, whenever I get some, like, one-of-a-kind item, I guess. Okay, so, time count is now telling me that, hey, we do now have the duplication service. If you find a rare card, bring it here. I'll make as many as you want and sell them. So basically, you can now register cards that you have. So I'm just going to register cards that I only have one of, I think. And now... So basically, I'm going to turn in all of these cards, and then they'll be made available to just buy. So I do all that, and now I can buy the cards of the skills I just got. So I am actually going to get it. Yeah, actually, you know what? No, I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it because I'm not getting any new personas before I go into this next dungeon. I probably should talk to everyone. I should talk to everyone in every area, but I really can't be bothered, and I'll be here all day if I do. Okay, let's see what they all have to say here, though. It seems that Reiji was able to escape safely. Still, even he's in this city. Is all mere coincidence? Like I said, could you teach me how to do better in sales? I'm not doing it too well recently. Like I said, you're strong, but you have too many rough edges. You have to be like you? Okay, Taro, do you have any new rumors, or are you still useless? No, still useless? Thanks, buddy. Okay, let's leave. Actually, one thing I will say is, it's quite helpful. Why am I here? I want to go to Aoba. I want to go to Aoba so I can go to Kismet Publishing, because obviously I need to go here and see if I won anything. I also forgot a place in Narumi, so we will have to go back there. But yeah, I'm going to go into this next dungeon before buying any new armor, any new weapons or anything. Okay, nothing from Battlemaster, nothing from Miracle. Oh, we want something from Fantasy World. A pure white bandana. Okay, let's see what that does. That is +4 to luck. I haven't given anything to Nanjo, so sure, why not, I guess. Okay, so let's quickly go and talk to the editor. Just see what they have to say. Because they were mad earlier. Maya, you were in front of Parabellum, right? No. What are you talking about, Chief? You aren't lying, are you? I'll be upset if you're lying and we're out flirting with some guy. Look, a woman is a flower when she's bound to her work. Don't shake your petals because of some cute guy. Men are monsters. They approach you with a sweet face, but listen, then take your money and stuff. Now get back to work. I mean, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't think we see her again for the rest of the game, so I guess that is her final thoughts on the matter. Anyway, let's quickly go over here and go to Satomi Tadashi. I probably should invest in some new armor at some point, but hey, I'll deal with that when I get to it. What is in this next area? I believe I'll probably need a few Onusas in this next area, so I'm gonna stock up on just a few more. And now I'll buy 50 of each of these. I'll buy 60 of each of these, and maybe we'll win something. Also, yeah, I probably should actually, whatchamacallit, keep up on top of having everything ready in terms of armor and weapons and stuff. But, you know, if I get one good sweepstakes win, I might get something that completely throws that off. Oh, also, I should note, when I'm gonna go and quickly turn in the maps, and I'm gonna basically be told, hey, you didn't finish this last one, so I can't give you anything for it. The reason I didn't do that is because there was like one area that I didn't get to. Mostly just because, hey, it was one of those areas where it's like, hey, you need to negotiate with a very specific demon to give you a very specific item, and that'll let you power on the elevator, and then you can go to that little area. And I thought that was just a little bit of a pain, so I just didn't do it. So hopefully it's not going to be that big of a deal, but here we are. Okay, so now we can leave here. Also, I could go to Padparacha and buy something. Like, I could get something made. I could make the Damascus hand, the Damascus sword, the Damascus hand, the Damascus sword, or the sword breaker. The sword breaker would be a complete waste to make, mostly because it's a weapon specifically for Eriko, and obviously I don't have Eriko with me. If I had chosen to have Eriko with me, I wouldn't have Nanjo, basically. And I need to go to Smile Hirasaka next, so off we go. So, but here's the plan. I'm going to try to clear out the entire place without too much hassle. In terms of levels, I'll be honest, in terms of levels, I don't know if I'm on level, over leveled, under leveled. I don't really know where I'm at with it. So I'm just kind of hoping for the best. Oh, this turn is going to be a lot slower. Hopefully stagnant air doesn't do too much. Okay, Katsuya's magic defense maybe isn't the best. Lightning Strike did a lot to it. Did a lot to Lala, but otherwise we should be okay. I say that, but Nanjo got hit with a shock status, so he isn't actually going to be able to move this turn, which isn't ideal for me, to say the least. Okay, so I'm going to have Maya switch. Maya can switch to using her base persona again. And we'll cast Alaquas, just to kind of do damage, I suppose. Then I can have Katsuya. Katsuya, he can just work with Tyrannus and just do damage, I suppose. Like, he'll just do damage, because realistically, he just does a ridiculous amount of flat damage. Although, yeah, this has been a really bad first fight in this dungeon. It's weird referring to what is basically like a little shopping complex mall being as a dungeon, but hey, here we are. You know what? This is why you get to play a very fun game of, what if I just left? Like, hey, I had a terrible fight like right at the start. Cool, I'm just gonna leave and heal. I'm gonna leave, heal, and come back. Also, okay, so now that I'm, into the dungeon properly, I can start rambling. So this episode should be coming out on the 19th, I believe. I'm recording it on the 17th. And I mostly just wanted to talk about it because... And I mostly just want to ramble on because I mentioned it in the previous episode that a Nintendo Direct was happening. And, well, you know, a few days have now passed since said Nintendo Direct. And I just kind of want to, like, go through it and talk about stuff. So, fortunately for me, I'm going to use my ability to kind of multitask a little bit semi-competently to basically just bring up my notes of, hey, what actually, like, got announced? Because I'm sure I will forget an awful lot. I do that. I forget stuff a lot. Like, I'll be the first person to admit I have a really bad habit of forgetting these things. Okay, so, let's see here. What do we have? It was a very long, hey, we won the fight dialogue. Like, that was exceptionally long. Okay, we found a miracle egg. That's kind of cool. Also, I will just kind of sweep back, so don't worry about me missing a few tiles just for now. And once again, Mega Blaze just, it kind of just keeps working. Like, it just keeps burning through. Okay, where was it? It just scrolled back up to the top. Fantastic. Okay, Lala leveled up, so her strength continues to rise. That's kind of nice. Okay, so, the Nintendo Direct started with them going like, hey, so, Mario 40th anniversary. Obviously, you know, quite a big deal. Mario's kind of, you know, the character. Okay, you know, they're kind of, you point at them and it's like, yeah, this is video games. This is video gamer man. John video games. Okay, no, okay. John video games, fun concept. So they announced, so initially, the first thing they announced was, hey, so here is a, like, announced trailer for the next movie, which is, hey, we're doing Super Mario Galaxy as a movie, and that sounds really cool. I'm sure people will be very, very normal about Rosalina, you know, as they tend to be. People will not be normal about Rosalina. They never are. Anyway, so after that, gonna be totally honest, I haven't managed to find my notes yet. 10 out of 10. I should have prepared myself in advance of this. 10 out of 10. Professionalism. Not even once. No, that's rambling about 2x KO. You know, while I'm here, yeah, I eventually got 2x KO to start working again. I was not particularly bothered. Okay. Alright, there we go, found it. 10 out of 10, I found it! I've found my notes! Okay, so, they announced the new Mario movie. Then they announced, hey, so, whatchamacallit, Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 getting brought to Switch and Switch 2. That's good. Like, that is a very good thing, because I don't remember when it was, but I remember a few years ago, they released, like, I think it was like Mario 3D All-Stars or something, and it was Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy ported to the Switch. And everyone was kind of confused as to two things. One, well, I'm confused as to why my controller is turned off. There we go. So there was two main things. There were two main sticking points with it. But controller's gone again. Why is this happening? I hope that wasn't my keyboard. That was not my keyboard. Okay, fantastic. So, Mario 3D All-Stars suffered from two major problems. One, where was Mario Galaxy 2? And the other, honestly, significantly more important thing was basically Nintendo going, hey, yeah, this is a limited time release, and no one liked it. Like, no one liked that, because, hey, basically creating artificial scarcity, it's not the play. Let's be real. Artificial scarcity is not the play. FOMO is not the play. I know that in marketing it probably is, but you know, from a consumer standpoint, it really isn't. It's kind of not great, actually. Not a fan of that. After that, they announced, hey, we're doing a new Mario Tennis. I think it was called Mario Tennis Fever. I think they said it has the largest player character roster in the entire series up to this point. And the series goes back to the Nintendo 64. I think they said that a new one is going to have 30... It was either 36 or 38 characters. Which, credit to them, that is a good number. That is a significantly large number of characters. Although it is kind of funny how it's like, hey, I think Mario Kart really exemplifies this really well. Where it's like, hey, here's random no-name jobber enemy. Where's notable character? But yeah. New Mario Tennis. It certainly looks like Mario Tennis. I'm gonna be totally honest, I've never played Mario Tennis. I probably should. Okay, you know what? I will pull back the magic curtain of illusion even further. I've never played a Mario sports game that wasn't like charged football on the Wii. Like, I played Mario Strikers Charge on the Wii. That's the only one I played. And I've heard some of them are really good, some are not great. I've heard a little bit of a mixed bag on some of these games. However, one thing I definitely remember... what is Hunhao one? Oh wow, I actually remember that was Hunhao. So, anyway, after that, they announced... What did they announce after that? I think they had maybe one more thing? And then they had... Oh, they announced... I think they said they were doing something with, like, Mario World or whatever. Anyway... I know that they ended the, hey, we're talking about Mario section by going, hey, we're doing a new Yoshi game. And honestly, I'm totally cool with that, mostly just because, like, Yoshi's Woolly World, and I want to say there was a second Yoshi's Woolly World game as well. Basically, I like the idea that Yoshi gets its own games every now and then, and they're always just the cutest games in the world. Like, I think that's amazing. Sorry, I don't, like, have, like, super detailed notes for every game that they talk about during the Direct. I don't remember the exact context, but my note for one of these games just reads, all caps, Australia craft? So I can only assume it's like, hey, we showed a game that looks vaguely like Minecraft, but it's Australia. Yeah, I should take better notes. Oh, then they showed some other new game, which looked kind of interesting. That I thought looked like a mix between Puyo Puyo. That looked like a mix between Puyo Puyo. Why am I so bad at saying that? And Splatoon. Like, that looked like a kind of interesting little game that I'll probably maybe consider playing at some point. Also, we're nearly done with this first floor. Good news, good news, good news. Then they showed Hades 2 with an official release date. I think they said it was coming out first on consoles, first on Switch 2. And I never played Hades, but I heard nothing but fantastic things. I'm sure Supergiant are cooking once again, because by all accounts, they consistently pretty much always do. So, yeah, I fully expect that game to turn out to be great, and for people to really like it. Let's go Vitality, Dexterity, and sure, 1 in Strength, why not? After that, they talked about the new Tomodachi Life, and I have one main thought pertaining to Tomodachi Life. That isn't just, okay, but why though? And that is, remake this with these. I don't know, I feel like remaking Incredible Crisis, but it's just Mii's. Like, remake Incredible Crisis with the Mii's, and that's a lock. Like that's money. I know that Incredible Crisis was a PS1 game, but I don't think it was made, like, by Sony, so I think you're probably okay to make that, you know? I mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone's really thought about Incredible Crisis too often recently. Then they also I just called it Incredible Crisis. Tomodachi Life was actually before Hades 2 was shown. And then we're like, coming to the Switch Online service. That, you know, the thing that approximately 0 people asked for. The Virtual Boy. Like, honestly, I'm simultaneously baffled, confused, amazed. I do not know, like mentally, I do not know how to process the idea of Nintendo going, hey, yeah, so it's been like 30 years. We're gonna run the Virtual Boy back. Like, what, are they trying to run it back so it can go, hey, yeah, actually, no, it took, we were just here 30 years too early with the Virtual Boy. It's great now. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think playing games exclusively in red and black is gonna make a game better. Then they announced, hey, here is a remake of Fatal Frame 2, Crimson Butterfly. One of these days, I'm actually going to play Fatal Frame. I've had Fatal Frame 2. Okay, so here's the sad part. I've had Fatal Frame 2 on the PlayStation 2. I've had that sat on my shelf since 2016. And I distinctly remember why I remember it's 2016. Because I saw it in my local game store at the time. My local game store, bless them, they did not know how much actually older games would go for, especially rarer old games. And they sold me Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly for £8, which was kind of crazy. Because the other store I'd seen was selling it for like 30. So yeah, I own Fatal Frame 2, I've just never gotten around to playing it yet. I also haven't played Fatal Frame 1, and I want to say that they're individual stories, like I want to say that they are stories that I could probably play one without needing to play the other. But, you know, I do like playing things in release order whenever possible. That's a horrible sound those things just made. Yeah, so Fatal Frame 2, I've heard nothing but good things about the original, so I'm sure that the remake will probably knock it out of the park again. Also, yes, I'm glad that I have this to kind of ramble on about while I'm kind of just filling out the map, because this could take a while. But unfortunately, hopefully the reward I will get for doing this will make it worthwhile. And after that, they showed Metroid Prime 4, in which my note just reads, they gave Samus a motorcycle. And yeah, like, Samus continues to be really cool. And also, she appears to have a motorcycle called Viola now. And that looks really neat. Then they showed, hey, we're remaking Dragon Quest VII. Okay, look, I'm just gonna remove the band-aid very open. I'm just gonna remove the band-aid and go, I don't care about Dragon Quest. I cannot bring myself to care about Dragon Quest. One day, I may make myself play another one, and I might turn around on it, but today is not that day. Like, and it's one of those series where it's like, I want to like this, but I just don't. I'm sure we all have those games. It's where it's like, I want to really like this thing, but I just don't, you know? So, hopefully you will not judge me too harshly for this. Following that, they announced a new Pokemon game, which appeared to be like a kind of world crafting game where you play as a Ditto. My note for it just reads, that Bulbasaur was horrified. Oh, we got a mutation. Okay, Pyro Jack got a stat boost, kind of nice. So yeah, that Bulbasaur was horrified because Ditto appears as a human in that game, and it just like turned its hands into, you know, vines to like pull up some grass, and this Bulbasaur looked horrified, which honestly more than valid, yeah. And my takeaway from it at the end was when I saw, hey, who's like actually making this game, I did get a little bit disheartened by it, because like you guys got Koei Tecmo to make a new Pokemon game, and it wasn't Conquest 2. And in that moment, insert the clip from The Simpsons of Bart going, if you watch it carefully, you can see the moment his heart rips in half. Like, that was me at that moment, because I love Pokemon Conquest. I don't know if I've ever talked about it as much as I should. I probably should talk about it more, because I adore that game. That game is so good. Like, genuinely, I will go on record with it. Pokemon Conquest is the best Pokemon spin-off. Like, bar none, it is, like, far and away better than all the others. So, after that... Oh, that's bad, actually. So, after that, they announced, hey, so here's Legends ZA. Okay, cool, we know about this game. We know this game is coming out in, well, like a month? I want to say this game comes out sometime next month. And they go, hey, so here's Fennekin, Chespin, and Froakie. Here are their Mega Evolutions. You know, because they finally get the Mega Evolutions that realistically they probably should have had in 2013, let's be honest. Like, they probably should have had their Mega Evolutions from the get-go. And then, at the end of that trailer, they had a second trailer. And that was when they lost me. Because they basically went, hey, so, here is, like, Mega Raichu X and Mega Raichu Y. At that moment, I thought, cool, they look, like, cool, these look great. I would really like to use these in-game. And then, they went, it's paid DLC, by the way. The game isn't out yet. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't think this is specifically a Nintendo thing. But, like, man, I just think it's kind of scummy to announce, like, hey, here's our paid DLC. The game isn't out yet. Like, if you are going to release paid DLC on day one, then it should just be in the base game. Like, I'm sure that there's, you know, I'm sure you can argue nuances and certain aspects around certain things, but as a general rule, if you're willing to put paid DLC in your game day one, it should have just been in the base game. Like, if you want me to pay additional money for something to, you know, round out the game on launch day, then no, you should have put that in the base game. Anyway, yeah. And then, so I was, you know, mentally recovering from the disappointment of Pokemon going, hey, in addition to, here's your slop, here's your DLC here's your paid DLC before the game comes out. I would be lying if I said that playing Legends Arceus recently didn't kind of put a damper on my potential excitement for ZA. Which is a shame, because I love Pokemon X and Y. Like, those games are great, and I think Pokemon X and Y are great, and I don't care who knows. Anyway, so I'm attempting to recover from Pokemon hitting me with the 1-2 of disappointment once again. And who appears? Who appears? What curse from my past returns? Now, I try to keep myself PG on this channel, but look, it's 2025 and Nintendo put Nagito fucking Komaeda on my screen. I'm upset. I am up. My note for this reads, all caps, no, you are not making me play Danganronpa 2 again. No, nope, not happening. And then they said, hey, but there's an alternative mode with new cases. To which my immediate thought then turned to, you know the image of Bugs Bunny with a gun that's like, forgive me, Lord, but it's time to go back to the old me? Yeah, that was my thought process at that exact moment. Because, like, look, I will trash on Danganronpa all the time because I have problems with that series and its storytelling. I want to know. I love most of the detective stuff in that game. I just don't like the overarching story. But hey, I heard new cases where it's like, hey, new cases where there'll be, different people will be victims, different people will be killers. And in that moment, I was sold, and I guess I'll be playing that at some point. Anyway, so yeah, there was that. And then, as a nice, calming little thing, next thing was like, hey, here's Resident Evil 9. RE9's coming to Switch 2. Great. Same with Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8. I have not played 7 or 8 yet. 7 is on my maybe pile. 7 is on my pile of games that I'm considering playing just for myself in October. And I don't know if I'll end up playing it. I might not. I'll see how it goes. I just finished Resident Evil 0 again. Okay, I say that I still need to run RE0 one more time on hard mode to finish getting the platinum. And I do not want to talk about my awful, horrible, terrible experience of trying to beat the game with an S rank, without healing, without saving, because it took 7 attempts. It took 7 attempts, and okay, if you've ever played Resident Evil 0, you'll probably know exactly what I'm talking about, especially if you've tried doing one of these runs. Those frogs right at the end of the game. So, they only appear in 4. They can appear in 4 areas in the entire game, and they're all like right at the end. But there's these frogs that will jump out of the water, and at a certain range, they can just grab you. And if they grab you, that's basically a game over on the spot. Like I managed to somehow mash out of it once, I think. I don't know how I did it. But basically, they can just instantly kill you. And, yeah, I wasn't a fan of those things. And then I died to the final boss like 4 times. So I finished... So I managed to get that run. I tried that run on Saturday, I tried that run on Sunday, I tried that run on Monday, and I finally got the run done on Monday. And, yeah, so it's now Wednesday, and I haven't played RE0 again. And since, because I'm taking a break, because I got myself very irritated at the game. Anyway, back to the Direct. And the final announcement they had. Here we go, stat boost for Colubri, kinda nice. The final announcement they had was a new Fire Emblem. And, yeah, Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave is a really cool subtitle. I really like the subtitle of Fortune's Weave. Like, that sounds so cool. And then there was the little kind of teaser at the end, which appeared to be... I've forgotten what she's called. I want to say she was called Sophus. And that, is like, hey, this in some way, shape, or form must be tied back to Free Houses. Which also reminded me, I've had Free Houses on my shelf for about 5 or 6 years now. So, I should also get on that at some point. And, yeah, like... I mean, it's Fire Emblem. It's Fire Emblem. I very much trust Fire Emblem. Fire Emblem has been pretty consistent for the last decade or so. I say that, but I haven't actually played any of them. But I haven't actually played any of them, but I've heard pretty much nothing but universally good things. Things about Awakening. I heard mostly good things about Conquest. I heard pretty much universal praise for Three Houses. You know, despite another 5 years of another 5 years of is Edelgard actually evil discourse. It's like, I don't know, man. I'll tell you when I play the game. And then there was Engage. Fire Emblem Engage just kind of existed, huh? Like, I know that game exists. I know it came out. I think I saw people talk about it for like the first couple of days, and then it just kind of vanished off the face of the earth. Like, actually, what happened there? Like, was Engage just bad? Was it bad? Was it just not as good as Three Houses? Did it come out at a bad time? Like, what's the deal? Like, genuinely, I would quite like to know, or from people who've played Fire Emblem Engage, was that game good? Like, was that game good? Like, did it sell well? I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna finish off this floor, and I'm gonna end off the episode. Because, as you can probably tell, I basically just did that entire ramble about the Nintendo Direct, and realistically, the entire thing was just me going, yeah, so here's what happened during the Direct. I effectively just did a session of just grinding while walking through this building. But hopefully this won't take too much longer. I am fully aware that filling out the maps is tedious. I'm fully aware that filling out all the maps is going to be not great. For potential, like, you know, view retention or keeping interest, so hopefully me rambling about the Nintendo Direct. Hopefully me rambling about the Nintendo Direct was enough, like, you know, kind of like jangling the keys to keep people interested enough. I'm actually, yeah, I don't know. I'm just gonna, I should stop talking sometimes, because I feel like sometimes I say very stupid things. Which, honestly, I probably just did, but whatever. Anyway, Mecha Blaze just annihilates those things, and we should be on our way. Which, hopefully I'm right, because I just took a look at the clock, and I have somewhere to be in about 15 minutes. And you know, it takes time to do go places. And yeah, so I kind of need to get this done, hopefully soon. But I appear to be quite close to being done with this floor, so words. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. So, is this floor clear now? Yes, it is. So there is an alternative way down. That'll be like, it'll probably be like, hey, go up to the top floor, then you can come back down through a secondary path. I will do that, but that'll be in the next episode. So, I guess Smile Hirasaka is once again gonna be a two-parter. I feel like this dungeon is longer than I ever think it is. Although, to be fair, I could just kind of like beeline to the objective, but whatever. Okay, so we are now on Smile Hirasaka, floor number 3. So, and I believe there's 4 floors in this place. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to save and end off today's episode here. In between episodes, I might quickly run out to the Velvet Room. In between episodes, I quickly might run out of the Velvet Room and see if I can get a new persona or two. Because I do have a few cards that I would quite like to use. I have so many Temperance cards from negotiating with Camazart. I'm probably not going to get anything on Temperance, but hey, I have them. But yeah, so I'm going to end off today's episode here. Persona 2 will be continuing on Monday, because I believe this is a Friday episode. And I'm going to end off today's episode here. As always, feel free to leave a comment or click any buttons down below if you feel so inclined, and I will hopefully see you all on Monday, when we hopefully finish off Smile Hirasaka. Okay, thanks for watching. Later.